Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I would like to talk about XRP and how it's currently performing and what I think are key things you have to know during this video. Unfortunately, today I do not have the opportunity to be live on camera on this video due to the fact that I am at work and I am currently not able to be at my home studio. So that is also the reason why I'm making this video without my face being on it. Please let me know if you like the content and if you think I am completely right on this topic, because I have seen a few things lately on the XRP chart, and what I think is very important is on the 4-hourly time frame compared to Bitcoin, we are clearly seeing this is a major level of descending resistance. You can see that we have been rejected at the beginning, also a second time afterwards, a third time, and eventually a fourth, and right now we are experiencing some resistance from this level once again, the fifth time already. So if we zoom in a little bit closer, I think it's very important to actually see a trend reversal breaking above this level of resistance, going up, finding support on top of it, and then eventually heading back up once again. So what I think is very important is, of course, this orange box. This orange box is a major level of support and resistance. You could clearly see that in the past we found support right on top. Also, we found support on top previously, and we found resistance while we were below it. So I think this is a very important level, and we have to take this into consideration. And that might be possible that if we see a breakout occur above this descending resistance, heading back up, that we might experience some trouble breaking through this orange zone. So for sure, very interesting how the strength compared to Bitcoin is looking. And what I think is also very important, I enabled the moving average, as you can see, and that is that we are currently experiencing some trouble underneath the 100-day moving average. For sure, I think this is something that is very healthy due to the fact that it is a major level of support and resistance. But for me personally, what I would like to see is for sure a breakout above this descending resistance, also above the 100-day moving average, the yellow thin line, and break above it. Why? Because if we see a crossover of the 50-day moving average underneath the 100-day moving average, eventually it will turn into a more bearish market structure, and I don't think that is very good to see. Also, we are right now experiencing for sure already the lower high structure, as you can clearly see, also creating lower lows, and perhaps we might be able to break this pattern if we are able to break above this descending resistance. This being said, I would like to enable the MACD. If we take a look at the MACD on the 4-hourly time frame, we are seeing that we have not seen a crossover yet. We might perhaps be heading towards a crossover due to the fact that we are very near with the two indicator lines. We might start seeing some downward momentum getting created, and that for sure won't help for XRP's strength to break above this descending resistance that has been a major level of resistance so far. So for me personally, this is a very important indicator. We have to stay in that forward momentum, and what I would like to do right now is actually take a look at the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can clearly see that we experienced some major downward momentum already. It is clearly noticeable. We have been down since this point in time ever since, so I think that is for sure something you would like to take into consideration. And we have to break above this descending resistance to be able to see a crossover on the MACD on the daily time frame. For sure, that is my personal opinion, but I think a lot of people do agree with me right now. I was personally quite hopeful during the past 2 days, especially due to the fact that Bitcoin was performing very well as well. And most of the times when Bitcoin performs very well, we see a major increase as well in XRP's price action. Unfortunately, so far, we haven't seen any type of action towards the upside, and we are experiencing some current downward momentum. What are we as well seeing here? Actually, quite a normal structure on the RSI. If you ask me personally, I think it looks very healthy, but what I think is a little bit concerning is that we are right now in the middle of the RSI. We are not either on the upper or on the lower end of the spectrum, and what I think is that we still have a long way to go. If XRP decides to break even further down, we will see major decrease in its strength compared to Bitcoin, and as well a major downfall on the RSI. So you have to take into consideration that we are not yet on the oversold area, and that we might perhaps see a major downturn over here on the daily time frame. Also, lastly, I wanted to discuss that if we see a movement towards the downside, if we get rejected by this level of descending resistance, the level that must hold strong is this level over here on the Bitcoin chart. And for sure, if we do not hold strong above it, we will see even more downward momentum getting created. And what I think is very interesting is that if we break underneath it, it will be very difficult, because then we will be having even more levels of resistance above us that we have to break through to create a new all-time high on XRP. And for sure, I think that is something we all would like to see. And right now, I'm very carefully watching if we are able to stay above this level of support, and if we are able to break above this downward sloping resistance. So this being said, I would like to thank you for watching my video, and if you're liking the content so far, do not forget to give me a thumbs up and as well a like below. But what would be highly appreciated is as well if you could join me on Twitter at Toro Crypto, where I will be updating you with all my YouTube content, and as well funny tweets and tweets about all types of cryptocurrency, and as well as you can see breakouts that are currently occurring on the market space. Unfortunately, yesterday we had a breakout on the XRP chart, but we did not experience a major move towards the upside. Instead, we saw a major move towards the downside getting created afterwards. We were rejected, and of course, right now, as I said this morning, we are right now just waiting for the next opportunity on the chart, and I will be updating you about that for sure on my Twitter channel. So thank you very much for supporting so far, and I will be taking a look at the XRP compared to the US dollar chart. So I already draw a Fibonacci retracement just to spare us some time from its swing high towards its swing low from its previous all-time high, and also I've drawn this major symmetrical triangle that we are forming on the XRP price action. So I think that is very important. I will discuss this in just a few minutes, but right now what we are clearly seeing is that we were at this point in time yesterday. We are right now also seeing that we are heading towards the downside, and what I think would be very healthy is actually to find support on top of this ascending support line and break out towards the upside, perhaps see a retest of this descending resistance, once again heading back down towards the ascending support line, and eventually breaking out either towards the up or towards the downside of this pattern. Before discussing this pattern even further, I would like to take a look at the Fibonacci levels and where we could be possibly heading to. Right now, you can currently see that we were supported several times already in the past, and also found major resistance levels on top of the Fibonacci 0.382. So this level for me will be a stronghold for sure at $1.06, and that is also what I've said previously during my videos when we saw that major breakout towards the downside occur previously on the XRP price action. For sure, the pattern that is playing itself out right now in the 4-hourly time frame is very important to me, because we have already seen 2 touch points on this ascending support, and we have already seen multiple touch points on this descending resistance, and that is for me very important due to the fact that if we are seeing a breakout, it will be a major breakout. And if you do not want to miss out this opportunity, do not forget that down below in the description section you will be able to sign up on Femex, Bybit, Gateo and Binance by using my referral link, and you will be able to earn up to 2,000 deposit bonus on Femex and up to $1,610 deposit bonus on Bybit, and you will be also supporting this channel by doing so, and it will be truly highly appreciated. So thank you very much already, and let's get started to take a look at the XRP chart, and also what I think is very important on the 4-hourly time frame, the MACD. So if we take a look at the MACD, I think this is very concerning right now due to the fact that we are seeing a crossover on the MACD that might be inevitable. So of course we saw this already a few hours ago, or perhaps let's say yesterday during the night. We saw that we were heading towards a crossover on the MACD. We were able to actually reverse that trend for a while, and right now we are heading once again towards a perhaps crossover on the MACD on the 4-hourly time frame. And if we see this momentum getting started, we might see once again a major move towards the downside, and perhaps even breaking below this ascending support line. So for me, the 4 hourly MACD is not looking very well right now. But if we take a look at the daily time frame, you can clearly see that we are already experiencing that major downward momentum. And for me personally, what I think is that if we are not able to stay on top of this ascending support, that we will be having some difficulty by not seeing a crossover anytime soon on the daily MACD. And if we do not see that occur, we might start seeing some downward momentum for the upcoming days, perhaps even weeks. So right now, I'm really taking a look and being very careful to watch this ascending support and if it will be able to hold strong. So stay tuned also on the Twitter channel, where I will be updating you about all updates of this ascending support line that I think is very important. Also, if we take a look at the EMA ribbon, it has been serving as a major level of resistance since we broke below it, and right now we are not able to actually break above this level of resistance, unfortunately, of course. But this is something we will have to take into consideration that might perhaps even push us even further down and not being able to stay on top of this ascending support. Of course, on the XRP compared to Bitcoin chart, XRP was looking very good to me because we are heading towards perhaps a breakout outside of that descending support. We are perhaps seeing a trend reversal getting started on this chart over here. But what I think is even more important is if we are not able to see that breakout occur, creating a trend reversal on the XRP compared to Bitcoin chart, we might not be able to hold strong on top of this ascending support. And that, I think, is something that might be very likely due to the fact that the MACD is actually looking quite bearish to me right now, and we are experiencing perhaps some major movement towards the downside during the upcoming hours. Also, if we take a look at the RSI, you can clearly see that we are not experiencing any type of bullish or bearish divergence. If you ask me, this is of course a lower high and a lower high as well on the chart, and we are as well on this chart right in the middle of the RSI, so it could be going either way. We could be going towards the upside, or we could be heading towards the downside. And of course, both scenarios are still a long way to go. So XRP has still a major move that could possibly occur, and that is why I'm personally waiting for and why I would like to keep you up to date. Yesterday, of course, unfortunately, we did not get the breakout right. We did not see a breakout on XRP, but we are waiting for that very important moment, and I would like to stay up to date together with you. So lastly, what I would like to show you is not the MACD, but as the moving averages on the daily time frame on the XRP compared to Bitcoin chart. And what we are clearly seeing is that those will be heading towards a major level of support below us. So if we perhaps see a breakout occur underneath this symmetrical triangle, we might get supported by these moving averages. So talking about the symmetrical triangle, lastly, I would like to finish this video by showing you what the potential breakout is going to look like. So if we take a look at this major symmetrical triangle that's getting formed on the XRP chart, if we see a breakout towards the upside, of course, we will be seeing a major increase in XRP's price action of approximately 25%. So this is a major move towards the upside that you do not want to miss out if you are currently trading on XRP. And of course, it's still very nice if you're holding this token due to the fact that we are seeing a major increase, and who doesn't want to see a 25% increase, right? And if we see a breakout underneath this ascending support line, we will be heading also 25% towards the downside, but we will be heading toward the 0.236 level at 85 cents, and that could perhaps be the next major level where we would be heading towards. Of course, personally, I would not like to see this major breakout towards the downside, but what I think is very good to know is that we are still getting supported by the moving averages right over here. So if we experience some downward momentum, we might be finding support on top of the moving average, perhaps going towards the 0.86 cents, but finding support on top of the moving average, and that would be very healthy if we would like to continue our trend towards the upside. So for sure, right now for me, it's looking not ultimately good for XRP. I do expect that we are going to see perhaps a breakout towards the downside. Please let me be wrong. I would like to see a breakout towards the upside, head all the way up towards the 0.786 level at $1.65, perhaps not getting all the way there, but somewhere in between. I'm finding support in between these two levels at $1.41 and $1.65, and eventually breaking out above it. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the content so far, do not forget to give me a thumbs up down below, and have a nice day. Bye bye.
pool and farm it from my bed in my bed socks. We all know the bank sucks, always saying goodbye, messing all their plans up. We having a good time.